So answer a question. Keep your content short. Answer an issue, a question, or something like that. And use a little bit of keywords. Some of you will know that I write content about grandparenting. So I might write in the first couple of paragraphs, I might use grandfather, grandmother, grandparent, grandchildren, grandkids. And maybe, I don't usually use baby boomers that much, but it might be a topic if it's something relevant. And then pretty much I give people what they've come to look for. Yesterday I wrote about how to communicate effectively with your grandchildren using body language and facial expressions and things like that. So, don't fuss over the keywords. Google have left it all behind. They know. People are always trying to get one up on Google, and they're trying to increase their SEO, which is cool because that's what we have to do. We have to try to get out there because the competition's really fierce. But again, I'll come back to that word about being authentic. So, and that's, I think, what's what I want to talk about next. So, I want to talk about the structure of a great blog post, how to expand one idea into a 350-word post. Anything under 200 words, Google will relatively dismiss as not having enough relevant, interesting content. Anything over 350 words, it will go, oh, it's too long and I'm not going to bother counting it. So it comes back again to, you can have a great big long post, which might be interesting, engaging, and it sets you up as an authority. So long post, an authority in your field. So that's where long posts are really, really good. But as far as Google are concerned, talk about what you like. It's getting that 350 words, even 250 words. And that's a really quick cup of coffee, 250 words. I mean, when I first started, I complained to Bill Ballou about my bounce rate was really low, and people were coming to my homepage and they were staying like, it was about 20 seconds. And I thought, gosh, that's not long enough. And he said to me, have you actually read the page? How long does it take you to read the page? It took 8.5 seconds. So I was like, that explains it. So they're actually hanging around almost 3 times longer, or 2.5 times longer than they needed to. You've got to be compelling. You've got to be engaging all the time. But so what I'm trying to say is, to get organic visitors to your websites, you don't need to write very long posts. 250, 350 words is fine, but you can do the longer ones if you want to as well. So we'll just go on with that little fellow in his pen. So I just wanted to remind you, we have 2 audiences, and I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind. You've got Google, who are going to drive traffic to your website, and you've also got the visitors when they get there. So you can keyword stuff, and Google might pick it up, and they might send a lot of people to your website. But when the visitors get there, and you're just using, it's just boring, it's irrelevant, it's clearly too salesy, they'll just drop off again. So, you're looking at getting visitors and retaining them for a really good time. So, keeping those 2 audiences in mind. So here we go, the length of your posts. I've just talked about this, and your titles. So your length is important. Your title of your website should be framed around the types of questions people use to find content. And this is where you begin to look at your keywords. So I would probably ask you all to do a little test over the week, and if you think about what content you search for, which words you use when you search for content. Like I'm taking a mosaics class at the moment, and I wanted to look at grouting, how to do grouting, and I do work outside, so it's got to be weatherproof. So I did a weatherproof tile grouting stuff. I didn't even know what it was called. And so they were the keywords that they used, and I found some really good videos. So does anyone have any questions or have anything to share about the title?
I have a question kind of around what you're talking about, because I've heard 2 different stories. I've seen some blogs that are famous that have a lot of stuff going on, like Amazon affiliate ads. They'll have Google AdSense, this, that, and the whole coffee and restaurant. And then I've seen people like Steve Pavlino where they just have blog posts and it's just the words. Which one do you think is better, messy, going on, or simple?
I think you also, before, you need to keep in mind that now about half of the visitors to your website are going to be on a mobile phone or a tablet. So most of your the website development platforms will will actually construct that. So I've got a really bad cold. But so the other thing we need to keep in mind is that people suffer from what's called banner blindness. So the more flashing things you have on your website, they just ignore them. They just learnt to ignore the banners. It's just what people do. I think if you're going to have affiliate marketing, make it obvious. Keep it in your sidebar. The other thing, now, I think what you really have to do is, because like you say, there are different schools of thought about the best way to approach how you structure your actual web pages and your blog pages. I guess it depends on what your overall result is. So if you want to attract people into your sales funnel and you want to send them something and get their email address and eventually bring them down to purchasing a large product, you don't want them getting busy running off and seeing what Amazon have got for sale, or going off to iTunes to download their favourite song, because they'll leave your website. A lot of the affiliate marketing embedded codes actually take them away from your website. They don't sort of come up they don't open in a new tab. If that's how you want to make your money and that's what people do, I think that's great. But you'll also develop your content differently, because what you want that clickbait stuff where people go, oh, a woman eaten by a large spider. Oh, find out more about that. Click it. So yeah, again, what I'm looking at is building, is trying to help you guys build a website with content that will lead people to establish you as an expert in your field. So the content's got to be really relevant, and also to get them into your sales funnel, not to click away and not to go off, not to sell them anything else. Having said that, I do have ads and banners on some of my websites, but to be honest, I don't really work for them, so they don't work for me. So does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no, it's just something I always wondered, because I've gone and I've seen Amazon affiliate, boom, boom, boom. I think the best way to do it is have a blog post about a product you like, and then people go, oh, okay, I'm going to go buy that product, or a song you liked on iTunes, as opposed to just banner. Because I made that mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have an English company that pay me £8 to advertise to put a blog post up for them, and they will have 3 or 4 links to different blog posts, and some of those are advertised blog, but the actual information they provide is really relevant. So they'll be talking about, let's say they're talking about how to teach a dog to walk on a lead, and it will have, it might have the various different collars and things you can have, and they'll just be highlighted words. So the content's relevant, and if people click on them, they'll be taken to a sales page, but there's nothing flashy, there's nothing tiresome. They're actually providing really good content for that. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Now, subheadings, extremely important, and images, extremely important for different reasons. Well, so your subheadings can also generate more SEO for you. So use your keywords in your subheadings. If I was writing a 300-word article about, which I've done just recently, about dogs and diet, I use the word dog or puppy in each of the subheadings. Again, and same with your images. Now, I'll just talk about the subheadings. When people are looking on a phone and they're scrolling up, subheadings make great place markers. So you will know how fast screens move, and if they lose their spot, or if they get distracted and they go back to their phone and they go, oh, I don't know where, and they'll go up and down and go, I don't know where I was, and they'll go away. We don't want them to go away, we want them to stay for a long time. So your subheadings use as place markers. Oh, they would go, oh yeah, I read that bit about cooking the rice. Yeah, okay, what's next? Oh, pumpkin, because I'm a maverick about feeding my dogs natural food. So, and the same goes for images. You know, oh yeah, there's the puppy drinking the water bowl. Oh no, yeah, oh no, I read that bit. Oh, I haven't read this bit about here. And again, so your subheadings and your images were really good place markers, particularly on small screens. Now your images. Now I'm only going to talk in the WordPress language because I'm a convert to WordPress, and I was a very reluctant convert, but I am all there now. I think it's wonderful. You can increase your SEO by the way you label and tag your images. Now, I don't know any of you that don't need a little bit more help being found. So when you add an image to your blog post, there are 4 options in WordPress where you can add more information or words. And there's the title, the description, the caption, and the alt. The alt is when people hover the mouse over it and it tells them what the image is about. You should have at least the title, if you've got a really good title, the title in each of those options, in each of those boxes. And so if you use more than one image, you need to change the caption a little bit. And this really, really works. It's a really, really good way to increase your findability online, because Google can't search images, can't search videos, but it can search the text, the hidden text that people can't see, and your captions as well. Yeah, so does that make sense? You've all gone very quiet.
Okay, I'll be annoying and loud.
I'm glad people are quiet, because sometimes we get people on here and they never shut up. So, you know, making sure that everybody knows what you're saying is very important for this mastermind. I mean, this is good stuff, so I'm glad people are being quiet. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Inserting your subheadings every 100 to 150 words. Subheadings give you a better opportunity to use keywords, so your blog shows up more in SEO. Inserting images every 100 to 150 words. That's good too, because search engines can't read images or videos, but they take notice of the areas and the words you use to describe the name of the image. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
I've always used my images and stuff with stuff on it, but I wasn't sure what to put in there, so I kind of, you know, and I've also put links in on them too, where it will take me to where I want them to go if they so want to go, and I've done that before too, which I learned as a good trick to help them find more of your stuff or take you to your sales page or whatever.
Yeah, and particularly I worked for a cartoonist up in the north of the States, and a lot of people say you don't have to link your images. So for those of you who don't know, if you tap the image, you can actually have it go to a different page on your blog post. You can also have it taken somewhere else. Yeah, but for the cartoonist, I said no, that's really relevant, because you know we put a lot more images in his blog posts, because that's his business and that's what he wants. So if people saw an image and a cartoon that they really like, if they tap on it, it'll actually take it to the more information about this particular cartoon, or it might be about, again, a sales page about how he works and how he operates. Yeah, so yeah, that's a really, really good point. But I don't do it for a lot of my posts, but it's certainly something you could work to investigate, is using images for people to click on. And of course you can embed a text into the images as well. Yeah, that's good. That's interesting. Good. Okay, so